Hello and welcome to another short YNAB tutorial. My name is Lindsey Ciarrocca, YNAB Certified Coach and Certified Money Coach. And today I'm going to show you some shortcuts on how to categorize your transactions in YNAB, as well as some different ways to move money around within your plan. Before we get into that, if you find this video helpful, I would encourage you to check out my membership, the Empowered Money Circle. It is over on the school platform. I will leave the link in the description below so you can go ahead and check it out. This is where I teach more about how to master YNAB as well as create a more positive relationship with your money. All right, so first let's go ahead and start with different ways to categorize your transactions. So when you start using YNAB, the system basically is a blank slate. So you have to tell every transaction what category it should go to. As you use the system more, it will learn. So for example, let's say this ABC market is groceries. So the easiest way to categorize a transaction is to double click on where it says this needs a category, and your instinct probably will be to just scroll through this list to look for your grocery category. And while that's perfectly fine, it's super easy to just find yourself scrolling around because you don't exactly remember where in your list was groceries. So the easiest way is to just start typing when you're in here. So as long as you know the category name, you can start typing just a couple letters and it will filter by the text that you type in. So it easily pulls up groceries and you can hit save. So again, here's our Chevron one. This one's gas. So the easiest way to do it, double click, just start typing gas, 2 letters. I can say there it is and save. And now Taco Bell, maybe that's our dining out category. Again, just start typing, there it is. It may take a little while to remember, did you call this dining out or eating out, or do you have it separated out in a different way? But once you know it, it's super quick to go through and categorize your transactions. So there we go. If I would have done those one by one, really could have taken us less than 30 seconds at the very most. So that is how we can categorize our transactions super quick within YNAB. And then, like I said, so if you have another transaction that comes in, let's say that's from Taco Bell again, now that you already categorized a transaction as that payee, you already categorized Taco Bell to dining out, the next time a Taco Bell transaction comes through, it will automatically select dining out for you. So you can go ahead and put that in and say that was $9.13 and hit save. If for any reason there is something that you do not want the system to auto-categorize, a good example of something like that would be Target. Maybe Target, Amazon, Walmart, places like that where you could literally buy anything from gas to clothes to pet food to prescriptions. I recommend not having the system auto-categorize that for you, because then it just forces you to take an extra second to look at that transaction and make sure it gets into the proper category. So in order to stop the auto-categorizing, if you're hovered here in the Payee section, when you click Manage Payees and look for the one you're looking for, Target, automatically categorize payee. You'll want to uncheck that box and then hit done. So I'll show you again for just like Taco Bell. Like I said, so now it is automatically categorizing Taco Bell as dining out. If for some reason you didn't want it to do that, you could just uncheck that box and hit done. And then every time Taco Bell comes in, you would be forced to choose a category for that transaction. But like I said, I really only recommend that for places where you can buy all sorts of different things. Like I said, Target, Walmart, Amazon, things like that. I'd even do it for my local grocery store because we buy prescriptions, and also because we live in the state of Pennsylvania, we have to buy our beer and wine separately from groceries, so that is a separate transaction, and I have a separate category for it, so I have to split those out as well. Okay, so that is how you can super easily categorize your transactions. And then the second thing I want to show you today is how to easily move money around in your plan. So there are a couple different ways to do it, and it really just depends on how you need to move the money and where you're moving it from. So if we come in here and we see that we have one overspent category, the simplest way in this example to move money around is just to take it from ready to assign. Because we have a little bit of money left there in ready to assign, which if you're using YNAB properly, there shouldn't be anything there because you should give every dollar a job, but I just wanted to leave it there for the example. So we can easily say, cover the overspending from ready to assign. It will only take the $45.08 that it needs. So you hit OK, and that takes care of that category. That is one way. So you can click on an overspent category. And again, we can take it from ready to assign, but we could also take it from, let's see, this is gas. So maybe we'll take it from entertainment this time around. So again, you can just choose the category to take the money from and pull it from there. Another way to move money around in your budget is if there is money in ready to assign, just click on assign. I generally use manual for everything. So you can say, how much do you want to move and to where? So in this example, you can see that our grocery category is not fully funded for the month. So maybe let's say I'm just going to put it all there for now. When you click assign, it will just take the full amount that's there, move it to wherever you're going. The other way you can do it, I'm going to go ahead and undo that, is you can say, I want to add this much money to my category. So like you saw, there's this little calculator that pops up. So you could say, maybe I just want to add $50 to this category. So $750 plus 50 isn't super hard math, but if it was something more complicated than that, for example, if you wanted to do $54.92, if you wanted to add that $9.28 into this, the more complicated way to do it is try to add this in your head. The next least complicated way would be to pull up your little calculator and hit the plus button and say 9.28, and then I'm hitting the enter button. Or again, if we just say assign, move that to, what do we say, entertainment. You can also, as you can see, I'm typing here. Again, just like how you're categorizing over in the register section, this is a super easy way to figure out where you want the money to go. Just start typing and it will filter your categories based on those letters. And you say assign and you're done. All right, that is all I have for you today. So there's how you can easily categorize your transactions within YNAB and the couple different ways that you can move money around within your plan. All right, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you found this helpful. And again, I'd love to see you over in my school community if you want to dive in more. I will see you in the next video.